All right, welcome to Newsflash Dude with Amo Manny. Today's topic is professionalism. Recently on Thanksgiving night, Donald Trump rage tweeted that he thought Tim Walz was seriously retarded. Excuse my French. And it just gets to the point where, like, the president, right, or the office is supposed to have a sense of professionalism and even, dare I say, like, regalness to it. And we have a guy, saying the R slur, talking to the governor of a pretty successful state in Minnesota. And it just got me to thinking, why am I putting on a facade of professionalism and a standard I'm being held to that we won't even hold the president of the United States, the guy with the most important job in the country? We're not holding him to those standards, but I got to go into work and pretend to be living the dream and be really amped up about Salesforce reporting, right? Even just looking at little stuff like the transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, he asked American people to kind of dress it up at the airport and be more professional and in the holiday spirit, which I think is hard to do if your flight is delayed 8 hours with no reimbursement. Also thanks to Trump and this administration. And it's just like, first of all, I like being unprofessional at the airport. I fly Frontier, I fly Spirit. Who am I to show up in a quarter zip in Terminal 2? I don't think anybody on Spirit should be wearing a collared shirt, not even the staff. One time I got on a flight, the pilot had on Nike Tech and a do-rag, which is crazy because she was Asian. She was parallel parking it like this. When you put your hand on the other chair so you can see? I seen her parallel park an Airbus. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the airport should be one of the few places I should be able to put away my HOA personality. Like, do I want to go up there in jammies? Maybe not, but like, I'm going there relaxed. Where else do you sleep besides a bed, your bedroom, a hotel, underneath the 110 freeway in Los Angeles, and airports? That's where we're really getting a lot of shut-eye. If you ask most people, that's their top 5 places. So I don't know, like, are we eroding at something here where the president is tweeting out batshit crazy stuff on Thanksgiving night of all nights, by the way? He wasn't sleepy from the turkey. He had to get this off his chest. He couldn't wait till after. He had to get it off. Didn't even make it to Black Friday. So it's like, what are we doing here? I don't know. I fly Spirit, though. They should sponsor this if this gets any traction. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to talk about professionalism. I wanted to talk about how that trickles down from the highest office down to me wearing sweatpants at LAX. And that's it for this segment. I saw recently on social media, this young lady talked about her boyfriend of 14 years and how she's been waiting to get married, but now she's taking matters into her own hands and actually proposing to him. And it got me to thinking, if that wasn't a skit, if this wasn't just for clicks, if this was actually real, it got me to thinking, can we truly live in an equal feminist society if we're holding on to kind of traditional gender norms? Because a lot of the comment section were a lot of young ladies who were like, absolutely not, in regard to proposing to the man. They obviously took exception with the fact that it's been 14 years and he hadn't proposed. But I feel like even if it was a shorter time period, I think they would have had exception with her having to bend the knee to him, which I think is fair enough, right? Because I like to think of myself as an ally or a feminist, but like to look at it from a male perspective, I don't think I would take my wife's last name. Right, but I want an equal society. So can we have an equal society while still holding on to those, like, I guess, patriarchal traditions, which I find to be relatively harmless, but I think it's an interesting question. Much like the analogy I like to use is you'll have like economic superpower like China, which is technically communist, but they produce billionaires. They have free markets, so they have these capitalist principles while still being communist. Can we have patriarchal principles like the man proposes to the woman takes the man's last name, and still have a feminist society? I just thought that was an interesting question. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I think so, probably. And honestly, honestly, a part of me would like to be proposed to. I want to feel wanted. She's the prize, but I'm also the prize. Okay, I want to feel pretty. I want to feel bonito. No, I'd probably have to She'd have to get up though. Don't propose to me. That's don't do that. That's wrong. But yeah, just an interesting thought experiment. And that's it for today.